Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Caress the Goddess, and this is Seven Heaven. Y'all already know y'all are blessed and highly favored for being here. Seriously, thank you for being here. I love my people. I love my subscribers. Oops. Yeah, I'm grateful that y'all are here. This should be a good one. Grab y'all's tea, grab y'all's drinks, because this will be a real one. Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet Ding Dong. They started dating in 2023, and it's now been rumored that they split. Y'all already know how that goes with PR relationships, but the rumor is that they split. And then there's other rumors that they haven't, but that even though Timothée Chalamet is filming Dune, that he is making time to see Lourdes Leon, Madonna's daughter, instead of Kylie, which sucks. Cheating sucks, but we're going to tap into that energy today. Kylie Jenner, she's born 10 August 1997 in LA. Surprise, surprise. She's a tropical Leo and a sidereal Cancer. And her boyfriend, maybe still, maybe no longer, Timothée Chalamet Ding Dong, or also known as Timothée Chalamet. 27 December, he's born in 1995 in Manhattan. So his birthday's coming up. Happy birthday, Timothée Chalamet. He's about to have his 30th birthday as another 95er per. And then, of course, we have Lourdes Leon, Madonna's daughter. Beautiful girl, seems very down to earth as you can be, being someone's daughter like Madonna. She's born 14 October. Oh, yeah, and Timothée Chalamet, he's a tropical Capricorn and sidereal Sagittarius. Lourdes Leon is born 14 October 1996 in LA. And she's a tropical Libra and sidereal Virgo. So each one of them, their sign changes between sidereal and tropical, which I find interesting. Well, let's get started. We have, let's get a card. First, a card to represent Kylie. What are Kylie's feelings in the relationship at the moment? Can you give us a card for Kylie, please? Just a clear as day card to represent her energy. Okay, so I was gonna ask for either a fire or a water sign, but so we got some fire here for her, not whore, terrible, for her tropical Leo. Okay, so we have this Knight of Wands. Honestly, she's forcing it. I get a lot of forced energy with this. Same as this, she might be trying to get pregnant. I don't know. Is that just my thing, y'all? Is that just what the thing I say, that someone's trying to get pregnant? Because I don't think it's working, but I think she's tried. And same with this, the Queen of Pentacles. I think there's that want, she wants to, she's like forcing them to stay together by any means possible. And really, I mean, he's not, when we see them out and about, I mean, we'll have a card for his feelings, but she's like gung-ho about keeping everything forward, trying to keep everything together, but it's almost like the more she's forcing things, the more they're coming apart. Because when this is upright, it's like, okay, I'm holding on to too much. Also possible baby. I've had this card come out to describe pregnancy before. Because it's just so clear as day with Rachel holding that baby in the Friends deck. But I really think she's just trying to get pregnant. She's chasing after him. She's chasing after him with that Knight of Wands. And just like so badly wants to be queen of his world. And I think when she's next to him and people are acknowledging them together, she does feel like a queen because what? She feels legitimized, okay? I can only imagine what it's like. And we'll pull, let's see if we can pull another for Kylie. Shuffle while we talk, but I can only imagine what it's like to be in the public eye from the time you're so young, to be so beautiful, but know that you wouldn't be nearly as beautiful if you looked anything like yourself. And that's no shade to procedures. I know it's like a very normal thing in some wealthier families that you just kind of get that glow up with procedures, but then you have beauties that are slightly more I'm not sure if they've had work done between Lourdes and Lily Rose Depp, two of Timothy's exes, but they just appear more natural looking, and they look like themselves. They don't look like Instagram baddies. They look like beautiful young women. Obviously, you know, they have access to a lot, but they just don't look so worked on. And they also, I mean, they've been in the public eye for a long time, but not so much on reality shows. And I think their parents kind of protected them a little bit more. And that's why Kylie can't let it go. But the cards might just fall. Because it's feeling forced, and she's chasing after him. Trying by any means possible to nail him down. Can we have one more card for Kylie, please? One more card for Kylie's energy. Okay, we've had two that are gonna pop themselves out. She feels like She feels like he's emotionally immature and not emotionally invested, okay? And this is her sidereal Cancer coming out too for the water. So we really clear as day got cards that represent her, because we have these fire cards and we have these 2 cups, okay? So that's how we know her energy actually showed up. I think that's a good test to remember when you're watching tarot readings. You want to see either a card that applies so clearly to the situation, or something that represents the energy in a person's chart, their placements. So this 7 of Cups, I think that she really does not feel, it's almost like the opposite. Like 7 of Cups is like, oh, I'm overwhelmed by choices. But I think that she's overwhelmed by his choices. And at the end of the day, she really doesn't feel like she has other choices. This is not someone who moves on easily. You know, we see Kendall, who's kind of like, she does her thing. She's beautiful. She's thin. She just turned 30, never married, no kids. Of course, gets her heartbreak broken like anyone else, but she recovers. Kylie is not someone who recovers from heartbreak easily. And I think part of that may be because she was literally 16 years old when Tyga groomed her. And, you know, she's someone who needs to be chosen. She very much needs to be chosen, and there's not a lot of other choice. So that kind of warps the mind too, because it's like, okay, you know, she's overwhelmed by the negative choices that would come with being on her own. Because it's like, okay, do I choose being next to this pretty white boy, even if he's kind of a twerp? Do I choose being next to him and being his boo and kind of feeling like a queen? Or do I choose being by myself and reflecting on the fact that my mom kind of sold me to the highest bidder in certain ways, or the fact that I'm a single mother, or any of these things? It's like she's avoiding herself and feels like she doesn't have other choices. So she will absolutely, if they break up, you know it was not because of her. And that's a part of the Cancer too, in that sidereal, is just that they're so family oriented. She sees this emotionally immature man as a father, potential father of her children, despite everything. You know, she's willing to take it there because that's just what she's known, what she's been introduced to. And it's a very chaotic energy. It's very chaotic. And she's used to these things kind of forcing themselves on her. But she's forcing it where it may not work. And she fronts the money for everything, being so wealthy. And some people think that she wasn't. I mean, Forbes listed her as one of like the youngest Sorry, y'all. My phone cut out. I think self-made billionaire was the last thing I said. Oh, and I got my little Darjeeling tea. So hopefully it doesn't cut out again. But self-made billionaire. Affirming. She feels like the breadwinner, and she was announced as a self-made billionaire by Forbes, and then they accused her of forging tax documents to look like that, when in reality she wasn't. So, she's fronting all the money and she thinks that she's gonna keep him through cash, but it's kind of building up and becoming a little more stressful for her because she realizes he has all these other options and she just doesn't. And it's not that she doesn't, because she's beautiful, one of the richest women in the world. Like, she will survive, but mentally she doesn't see herself as having other options. So she's kind of clinging on to someone who's kind of emotionally immature. And she also has knight in shining armor syndrome. So she's kind of always looking for someone to save her. And I don't think that's inherently bad. I mean, I think people should want love and romance in the capacity they see fit, but it's like she's put that armor onto men who don't deserve it, and it makes it more difficult for her to form healthy attachments, because what they have is a bit of an unhealthy, what she has for him is an unhealthy attachment, because for him it's not that real. It has never been that real, and it will never be that real. But the money is nice, okay? Can we get a card for Timothy? I'm surprised somebody hasn't already co-opted, okay? Timothée, like Timothée Chalamet tea. And if anyone's watching, investors, entrepreneurs, throw me a little kickback if y'all do that and it takes off. But yeah, Timothée, I feel like would be a good idea, because people are really obsessed with him. What do we have for Timothée Chalamet? Can we have cards about his feelings of the situation? All I see is this man longingly looking at that plane. He's literally staying for the private jet. No, Kylie, he's staying for the private jet. If this is like, these are my plans to leave, and this is his energy, because that's the sidereal Sagittarius, so he is in the chat. He's literally staying for that plane. He doesn't, I guess I forgot, some video said that he can't afford to fly private unless she does it. And of course, what we saw before, she's kind of fitting the bill for everything. And he's like, damn, do I give that up? He's not going to give that up until it's like that with someone else. Until someone else makes him, or he's rich enough to afford that plane on his own. Because he sees... It's sad because it's like not even through love for her. There's no cups here. It's just like the passion and the plane. So he feels stuck because he wants to maintain the lifestyle. He doesn't want to lose. And they're not married, so it's not like he's going to get alimony if they split. Oh, hoo, 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 hoo. And also the Seven of Pentacles. He's likely already asked her for a break. He's focusing on his career. His priorities are his career. Okay? It's not, we have no cup. And it's funny, one for each. His tropical Capricorn represented by this Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the sidereal Sagittarius represented by Three of Wands, okay? The fire sign. So the earth and fire are here. Spirit did answer. It's not just random. But notice that there's no emotions. It's all strategy. And if he hasn't already, he's going to ask her for a break. Or in his mind, they're on a break, because he's focusing on this. And until he gets here, he's kind of doing whatever it takes to get to the Oscar. And I don't think that he necessarily sees her as that. Even when I was looking up their names, so to look up their birthdays and the sidereal versus tropical signs, you look up Kylie Jenner, it says American media personality. We haven't talked about Lourdes yet, but if you look up Lourdes Leon, it says American singer, model, fashion designer. It says like real things. It says things other than she's hot and comes from a hot family, so it's like things are more legit. And after Timothée paraded Kylie around all last Oscar season and didn't win, I think that he may be reassessing, apart from the plane, what does this do for his image? He's thinking about the Oscar though. He's not thinking about her, because before it was enough to have the trophy woman, but now he views them as being on the same level, if not him being superior to her. So Seven of Pentacles, he's taking that break. He's thinking hard. He's taking stock of things and seeing how she measures up or where she doesn't. But really for him, he's thinking about the money he may lose. He's thinking about the Oscar that he wants. He's thinking about that private jet. And, you know, I don't think he's not here with it. You know what I mean? Like, for him, it's never been about emotions. And honestly, I'm not going to say all men. No one's a monolith. But a lot of men, they don't date with their emotions. They date strategically. And he feels like he's gotten most of what he probably can get out of this. So now just comes the burden of commitment. He knows he'll never be as committed to her as he is to his career. He knows that people don't really take her seriously, which is, you know, it's a shame because they could, and who knows, she could have a total pivot and do something else and all that. So I'm never going to say you'll only see someone where they're at and never change. But he knows that right now, for the sake of his status, it boosted his level once people saw he could get, you know, he had pull, but now he has all the pull that he's going to get, and he feels like pulling away. He has his eyes on the prize though. So he's weighing those options, thinking about what's he's going to lose, what he'll gain by being with someone else. And maybe someone that he has a little more feelings for. Can we get another card for Timothée? Please, another card. Sorry, y'all. It cut out again. I did not realize how many videos I still had on the phone. But we have Seven of Wands. Once again, for that sidereal Sagittarius, for Timothée Chalamet. He's starting those arguments, honey. It's like whenever someone starts an argument, a man just wiles out near Christmas so he doesn't have to like get any presents, or right before the anniversary he's starting a fight because he thinks it'll absolve him of giving gifts. It's that sort of energy. Yeah. He's waiting it out, saying, can we have a break? I hear Ross from Friends. We were on a break. We were on a break. But he's staying for that jet, Henny. He's staying for that jet. And he will start those arguments just to kind of remain in control, so that he knows that he's in control, but he's making her defend herself, and just there's a mental manipulation element there. And just kind of like a lot of arguments, especially whenever she brings up, oh, why can't I see you more, you know, because she's all in this, sidereally she's in that water energy, but he's kind of just like, oh, well, you know, my career is so important to me, that sort of thing. So I'm hearing too that that's his biggest defense. It's like, you're not thinking about my career. You're not thinking about my career. So... and that's kind of I mean, he's a very successful guy, but he's very young. So, you know, she's with this guy that she's kind of footing that bill for. And he's defending himself. He's going to defend himself, and his career. Because that's the priority. But he's kind of ready to, like, fight it off. And I think this is all the sisters, too. This is Kim, Chloe, Courtney, Kendall, Chris. You know, there's one sister. That's so funny. There's one flame for each sister, because it's like anytime he goes to a function of theirs, he's like having to fight them all off. It's so much energy that he didn't really ask for. And, you know, shortly into getting any of those places, he's ready to get on that plane and go on back to work. Okay, I think that's pretty clear on his energy. Can we have cards for Miss Lourdes Leon, how she feels about Timothée? And then we'll do Timothy's cards with her. But how does Lourdes feel about Timothée? Ooh, see, she met him She met him when he was acting for pennies, or she knew him when he was willing to act for pennies. She knew him as this guy, and now she sees him as this. And once again, that energy is there. Her sidereal Virgo energy and his tropical Capricorn, and he's this one. He's the sidereal Sag. But she views him as almost like king-like. Like, I literally knew you from being a pauper and now you're a prince. Not that he was ever a pauper. I'm sure they both grew up quite wealthy and they went to this nice school in New York. Like a prep school sort of situation, but she's like, ooh, you're a king now. And I loved you when we were just kids. So she views him as someone very proud of him. She's proud of him. And she admires him now. She always loved him, but she's proud to see like, oh wow, in just 10 years, because y'all know a lot can happen in 10 years, okay? And I'm their age too. I am born the same year as Timothy, so a lot happens in 10 years. And there are a lot of people that it's like 10 years, they will put themselves, they revert deeper into this, let's say, okay? I've seen some complete people that it's like, you were so promising in high school, honey, you're floptina now. But he had the opposite. He grew up. I mean, he got world-renowned success kind of beyond many people's wildest dreams, and it only took him the decade since they've been out of school. He's been acting for a minute, though. What else do we have for Lourdes Leon's feelings for the Timothy? We have another card for Lourdes's feelings for Timothy. I think there's something special, though, about anytime someone knew you way back when, and you still want to keep up on with them. What the heck? She sees him as this, like, supreme guy. She's not starry-eyed for him, but she sees herself next to him when he's winning that Oscar. Because y'all forget too, like, this is it's just career for them, but she sees herself next to him winning that Oscar, and she sees herself as being his trophy wife. Already. What else do we have for Lourdes? Because y'all forget, too, for a Libra, being a trophy wife is of the highest esteem. Somehow, and despite the superficiality that kind of Kylie's been a little more known for, it would mean so much more to a Libra to be someone's trophy wife than to a Leo, if you can believe it, than to a Leo Cancer. Because it's also, you know, we have all this emotion here. We'll see if any cups pop out for Lourdes. But it's just that idea of, like, because they're previously established. And she thinks of his career first, too. I think that's the difference. Like, they both want potentially something traditional in the future. But she's as grounded. Lourdes is as grounded as him in wanting him to be career focused, because as a Jenner, it's not that Kylie isn't career focused, but the things that she does, the kind of lifestyle work, being an influencer, he doesn't really view that as work. And so he sees her as being a bit frivolous, whereas like Lourdes sees him and his career as being very serious. She views him as this artist with the Five of Pentacles before he was doing it for fame or money. And maybe that was something he always desired. But she's serious about his career and honoring that. And she's also taken more seriously. And I think she thinks they make a good couple together as artists. Because even though they are both wealthy, they both come from a genuine arts background, whereas Kylie does not. So she sees them as an art couple. Lourdes sees them as being this like strong art couple that will get both of them taken more serious. What do we have? Can we get one more card for Lourdes Leon's feelings for Timothy? Oh. Very comfortable. She's hesitant because she doesn't want to be caught in a love triangle or cheating. So she's not doing much here. We're not gonna see her move forward with it until he breaks up. So she's putting it on ice. She sees the connection, but she knows that they're still together. So for her, it's on ice. She's resting, even though she does feel very comfortable with him. There's a memory of just her falling asleep, maybe in his arms. Okay. So we'll take these. His feelings, first of all, his energy. The Capricorn is here. But yeah, that came out when we were talking, and it came out reversed too. So it's like he's willing to cheat on Kylie, but Lourdes does not want to. She's not gonna be cheated on, stepped out on, and she's not gonna be the side chick. She's main chick only. Even though Timothy's willing to entertain her as a side chick, but he would rather have it the opposite way. He'd rather Kylie be on the side. He sees himself actually committing, maybe having kids with, he has plans. He has mental plans with Lourdes. He knows her family. They like her a lot. His family likes her, and her family likes him. But that's who he plans to commit to. So know that in the near future, we will see him get with Lourdes, and there will be a commitment and possibly children. Okay, this is for real. This is for real. He's thinking about how to tell Kylie though. Swords, King of Swords. All right, y'all. Sorry, this just keeps cutting out. I'm learning lessons today about iPhone storage. But I just want to get one more card to close out what's going to happen the most immediately. Because we already got our answer about Mr. Man, but what's going to happen the most immediately between the two, and then we'll close it out. Y'all remember, you can recommend me any reading that you want to see below. I'll do it. Book a personal reading, all that good stuff. Thanks again for being here. What do we have to close it out, baby? What do we got for Miss Kai? Or the most immediate next steps in the situation that will be noticeable to us as the public. What's the most immediate next steps? Okay, well, this one. The feelings. Oh, wow. This is for Kylie, too, with the sidereal Cancer. But the light is going to shine on it. I don't know. His feelings for Lourdes are going to come out. Maybe he'll be seen with her in some type of public setting, but the light's going to shine on this. So look forward to something we can see. Because obviously it all happens behind the scenes, and really it's none of our business. But you didn't hear that from me, but other people's relationships are none of our business. But something, the light's gonna get shown on it. Can you clarify the moon, please, Spirit? Light's getting shown here, though. Clarify the moon. Spirits, guides, and angels. What's next in this situation? Could also be breakup announcement by Pisces or Cancer season. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's some type of his feelings. He might even tell Lourdes that he loves her, and to kind of secure her while he's kind of waiting to break up with Kylie. But the light will be revealed on his true feelings. He's gonna immediately let his feelings be known for Lourdes in some type of third-party way, Instagram post, whatever. But the light will be shed on that his feelings, the love message is not being delivered to Kylie. It is being delivered to Lourdes. Sorry, Kai. You know you're cute, girl. And Miss Lourdes, you're cute too. Timothée, all a treat. Best to all of y'all. Thank you for watching. And I'll see y'all next time. Recommend me some new readings. Bye.